We are now back.
True.
Our patriarch Richard Otieno is resting. We gave him a befitting send-off. And we thank the team Piki Piki Ponki that stood with us during that period. And those who came from all over the country to help us give our patriarch a befitting send-off. We thank you for the support. We thank you for the prayers and the good wishes.
And may his soul rest
in peace. Yes. Now we are back to Kasongo.
A lot has been happening.
A lot has happened. And the first thing that we must say that Kasongo has had his second midterm referendum. The first midterm referendum on Kasongo was on 25th of June, which was done locally. And the Kenyan people, in breaching parliament and rejecting the finance bill, they unanimously rejected Kasongo and what it stands for. Now Kaongo decided to try his luck on the continent. And Kasongo selfishly decided to hide behind Raila Odinga to go and get some support on the continental stage. And AU, in casting the vote, decided that Kasongo is someone who must just go. It is not Raila Odinga who was on that ballot, in my view. When I look at the play of that ballot, it was Kasongo on the ballot. Because when you're talking about continental issues and sharing of positions, people don't look at the individuals per se. It is largely the question of the country and its relations with other countries. What is its geopolitical positioning on the global arena? And Kasongo's first act in the global arena was to double into the Western Sahara with Morocco issue, contrary to the AU adopted position. So already he was advertising himself that he does not run with the AU countries. He developed his own position. The second thing Kasongo did was to go to Italy and wade into the Ukraine-Russian conflict and lambast Russia. AU has a position on that question. Why did he decide to lambast Russia on a conflict that does not concern us? Why not just adopt an unaligned position? Because you don't understand the local intricacies between Russia and Ukraine.
Or even better keep quiet.
So just keep quiet. That's what I'm saying. Adopt an unaligned. Be neutral, because it doesn't concern you. The third thing he does is he goes again to Europe and decides that the Palestinians are terrorists. When AU has a position on the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. So he decides he's lambasting one side to be terrorists. In fact, on the day of the vote, in the room was the head of the Palestinian Liberation Organization. He was inside the room, invited and hosted by the very AU. In between, Kasongo had time to write to the AU to tell them that Raila is a bad person and that his cost is destabilizing the nation of Kenya, and that AU should strip him of his position as the AU Special Envoy on infrastructure. That was in 2023. He wrote a letter himself, signed, and sent to AU. As a result of his letter, Raila Odinga decided to stand down as the AU envoy for infrastructure. Then Kasongo decides again to allow Congo rebels to come into Nairobi and launch a rebel movement that was aimed at toppling the regime in the DRC. And you can go on and on. In the process, he finds time to cause the abduction and refoulement of Besigye to Uganda. He's abducted here in Kenya, illegally refoaled to Uganda.
2 months to the AU.
And on the morning of the AU elections, on that morning of the AU elections, Kiza Besigye was on a hunger strike. Had been rushed to hospital because now his life is in danger. Kiza Besigye had previously visited Faye of Senegal when Faye was in prison. He had been in prison by an oppressive regime. That is his friend. He took a flight from Uganda to Senegal to see his friend who was in prison. That President Faye was released 3 weeks to becoming president. He only had 3 weeks.
to campaign.
On the morning when you're now on the ballot,
Yes.
he is reminded of what happened to Besigye, his friend.
Yeah.
And the list can go on and on.
Yeah.
So the person who's on the ballot, people are voting. When we look at Raila Odinga,
Yeah.
solid candidate. But we are not voting for a solid candidate. We are looking at a country.
Yeah.
What is the positioning of this country on international relations,
Yeah.
on geopolitics? Kasongo had also, when the conflict DRC started,
Yeah.
the first thing is publicly announced, I have called Macron
Yeah.
to resolve the problem.
3 weeks
There are
ago.
so many francophonies
Yeah.
countries which are not happy with France meddling in their affairs.
Yeah.
You are not even saying, I have called Faki, I have called Ramaphosa,
Yeah.
that I've called the chair of Troika,
Yeah.
the president of Angola. I've called Macron on this local issue. So those were the issues which were on the ballot. Not Raila Odinga as a person.
As a person.
And Africa rejected Kasongo's international relation.
Yeah.
And we must be very clear and point out who lost and who caused us to lose.
Yeah.
Subsequent to that, you saw in the run-up to the elections,
Yes.
now as we are approaching the elections itself,
Yeah.
SADC issues a statement.
Yeah. Actually, a day.
And a day to the election, SADC issues a statement. And Korea Singwe stupidly decides to respond almost in a very condescending tone, almost in a way abusing the SADC Secretariat and the Secretary General of SADC.
Yeah.
That Secretariat, that Secretary General, cannot issue such a statement without the concurrence of its presidents or directions of its presidents.
Yeah.
So when you abuse him just before the elections, you're abusing those presidents.
Yeah.
How do you expect to win? You understand?
Yeah.
So Raila was just but the face, but the person who was on the ballot was Kasongo.
Yeah.
And the continent rejected him.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for Raila, he has to carry that burden. And we say this on this platform, that Raila is carrying the burden of William Ruto.
True.
And that is the burden that he carried to AU.
Yeah.
And he was rejected. Of course, some people are saying, no, Ruto tried.
Yeah. That's
He worked so hard. He paid. He helped facilitate the campaign. But I always say this. When you go out hunting, and someone gives you a bow and an arrow and a spear to help you to kill the deer, once you get into the bush and you have the deer in sight, you are aiming, and you can feel the aim is going to land on the deer. Then the person starts making startling noises behind you and scares the deer and it runs away. Can you go back home and tell the people that he helped me a lot because he gave me a bow and an arrow? Yeah, he may have given you the bow and an arrow.
Yes.
But his conduct made the deer to disappear, to run away. So you're not able to hit the target. So you must be a fool to think that you must be very grateful to the person who gave you the bow and arrow.
But scared
the deer. So why was he giving you the bow and arrow? The intention was not to own a bow and an arrow.
Yes.
The intention was to capture the animal.
Yeah.
So it is his own conduct that ultimately caused the animal to run away, to escape. So you must be very forthright and tell the person, no, I'm sorry. You may have given me the bow and arrow, but your action made the animal to run away. This was not about me getting a bow and an arrow. This was about capturing the animal.
The deer.
They didn't capture it because of this person's conduct. That was Kasongo. Fine, you gave Raila facilitation, but what did you do that will assist him in using that facilitation to get the prize? He didn't get the prize because of Kasongo. So we must say it. And the Odienos are free to praise Kasongo. Anyway, that's for them. If they want.
Some are saying that it is now time for them now to support Kasongo, time for Baba now to support Kasongo and stand with him.
You know where I see it? I believe that there is no shame in being in the opposition.
Yes.
And there is no shame in fighting for what you believe in. If you look at Raila Odinga's history, the things that Raila has fought for are known. These new emerging issues are not what was his history. This thing of people being abducted, being killed, the people are suffering on the economic front, and then your quest is just to work with the government. Sometimes you just have to say, no, it's not worth it. I better stand on the side of the people. Because it's from the opposition that you form the next government.
Yeah.
Who says you must always be in government? There's a time for rain and a time for drought.
Yeah.
So maybe it's drought time. Just stay in the opposition, but stay with the people.
Yeah.
Champion the people's issues. Then you can chart a political path that you form a government that responds to the people's needs.
Yeah.
But ODM is now captured to interests that all they care about is that we have so and so is in government. And you're going to see so many of them now championing.
Yeah.
That let us now get more positions in government. Let's divide this government 50-50.
Yeah. Some they have
And they are going to take those positions. They're going to get positions for themselves. They'll get more ministers, they'll get more PSS. Raila will be out there, then they'll be getting these positions, and they'll be happy they're in government.
Yeah.
But it's okay, no problem. Because you cannot force everybody has the freedom to choose their association. If they want to support William Ruto, that's their right.
Yeah.
They continue with it. But those of us who believe that a government needs to make meaning to the people of Kenya, you should not be joining government just for the sake of joining government. It should be about changing people's lives.
Yeah.
Public service is about service to the people. If the government that is in place is causing pain to the people, why should we join it? As we, Safina Party, we cannot join it. We are very clear. There is no shame in being in the opposition.
Yeah.
There is actually honor in standing for what you believe in.
Yeah.
And some people have asked us, as Safina, why are we not forming coalitions with others? Why don't we form coalitions to remove Kasongo?
Yeah.
Kasongo is not our problem anymore. I believe the Kenyan people are finished with it.
Yeah.
That was concluded on the 25th of June. Our problem is the economy.
Yeah.
So if you are trying to form a coalition purely for the sake of removing Kalonzo and being in power, then we are not in that kind of a conversation.
Yeah.
Because we are not looking for positions for ourselves. People get into leadership to serve the interest of the Mwananchi.
Yeah.
So any coalition that we can have, any conversation that we must have with anybody to form a coalition with, it should be based on the economy.
Yeah.
Not about removing Kasongo. The people have removed him. They've impeached him.
Yeah.
So why do you want to form a coalition to remove him when the people have done that work?
Yes.
I'd rather have a conversation with like-minded people who are interested in changing the economy of this nation. Then you form a coalition based on ideology, a desire to change the governance of this nation. Then that coalition will be a coalition that is informed by the interests of the people, not the interests of the individual.
Yeah.
Right now, as we speak, go to all county hospitals today.
Yes.
You are going to find so many young mothers who've given birth. They are detained in hospital.
Yeah.
Why? Because for any normal delivery, they are expected to pay 10,000.
Yeah.
Somebody who has just turned 19, 20 years has given birth.
Yeah.
They have never touched 10,000 Kenya shillings in their lives.
Yeah.
Now, they've given birth to a child. Your first response is to slump them with a 10,000 shillings fee to pay.
Yeah.
They are not able to pay. They are being detained in hospitals.
Yeah.
Linda Mama is gone.
Yeah.
So, if you are not going to form a coalition to address the plight of those young mothers who now are condemned for having given birth, childbirth should be a point of celebration because that guarantees continuity of the species.
Yeah.
Those are the future of this nation. In fact, mothers should actually be paid when they give birth to facilitate them because you've guaranteed to us continuity of the gene.
Yes.
But you are condemning them, you are imprisoning them in hospitals because they cannot afford 10,000 Kenya shillings. And it is happening across the entire country.
Yeah.
At this point in time, so many Kenyans, our young people were killed. Some are being abducted, forcefully disappeared. A coalition that does not talk about accountability and justice for these young Kenyans. What for? Justice for the Gen Zs who are demanding for a better society.
Yeah.
These are the things that should be informing any coalition discussion. Not that it remove Kasongo.
Yeah.
The people have done that. So you only form a coalition to make sure that the people get their justice, that which led to some of them being killed.
Yeah.
That mother who gave birth last week and is now being detained at a county referral hospital, that mother should be released. Giving birth should be a point of celebration, not a point of pain.
Yeah.
Those are the things that us we believe in. Our young people who will not report to university this year because the university funding model has locked them out. They can't afford university fees. Those young men who qualified have graduated and can't get jobs. That is the kind of a coalition I'll want to form with anybody. But a coalition to remove Kasongo?
Yeah.
No.
Kasongo. And
that one we can leave to Amunyora and others to form. Because me, I believe Kasongo has been removed.
Yeah.
He is no longer in the minds of Kenyans.
Yeah. And
Kenyans are looking for a better future.
Yeah. And if you look at now the conversation that has been going on from Sunday, is that a section of the Kenya Kwanza allies are suggesting that they should look into the NADCO report to create the PM position to accommodate Raila. Do you think William Ruto is afraid of losing Raila at this point?
Of course, William Ruto has been running on Raila Odinga's energy. And there is nothing that he can do without Raila. That is what he needs to survive. So for them, of course, they're also feeling the pressure that Raila didn't get the AUC seat.
Yeah.
And they will be fear that he may take off. So which energy will he run on without Raila Odinga? So they want to have him ingrained in their administration.
Yeah.
So of course, you're going to see even proposals to make Raila Prime Minister, even Deputy President.
Yeah.
But broad-based is not an answer to what the Kenyan people are demanding.
Yeah.
When the Kenyan people breached Parliament on the 25th of June 2024, they were not doing it to demand for the opposition members to be included in government. So the answer which William Ruto has proffered, what he's running on, of including members of ODM in his administration, is not an answer to the agitation by the people. So he can take as much as he wants.
Yeah.
And if ODM also wants to join, nothing stops them from joining. But one thing I always say, there will be consequences. And everybody must be ready to deal with these consequences.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what do you think is the consequences?
I do not, the consequences are known. Leaders are chosen by the people. And if you are forming a coalition or a broad-based government that is just going to cause pain to the people of Kenya, you will have a date with destiny, and the people will have a say on your political future.
But they said now, since the experts came in, now life is changing and they are not going to increase the taxes.
Write it down on this video. When the finance bill is going to be tabled in the near future, you will see an increase in charges, levies, and taxes. That take to the bank and even take a loan on it. Charges, levies, and taxes are going to increase.
Yeah.
Take it to the bank. Nothing will change out of that.
Yeah.
So they should not lie to you that they will not increase any taxes. They will increase taxes. They should not lie to you that the cost of goods and services are not going to go up. It will keep going up. The economy is not going to improve. More and more of our young people are going to lose jobs, are not going to get new jobs.
Yeah.
More and more SMEs are going to shut down. The auctioneers' pages in our newspapers are going to increase because many Kenyans will not be able to service their loans.
Yeah.
That's the truth. So if that is what Kenyans want, they can continue with broad-based and support it. But I know the many Kenyans that I interact with don't want that. Kenyans want an economy that makes sense to them. Yeah. And it's all about the economy. It's the economy, stupid.
We have seen a proposal to increase school fees by 27,000.
But that's exactly what we are saying. Charges, taxes, and levies are going to increase every day. So don't act surprised. No, it's been going on. It's just increasing.
Yes.
Charges, tax, and levies are going to increase every day. Even those mothers I'm telling you who are being detained in hospitals.
Yeah.
Before they were not paying that fee for normal delivery. Now it has been added, 10,000.
Yeah.
It was not there before. So government is going to keep transferring charges to you. Whatever government was absorbing before, they are going to transfer it to you, the obligation. So even school fees, they are going to transfer it all fully to the parents. Even university education is to be transferred to the students and their parents. So any interaction with government, understand that they are going to increase your charges. Even to acquire your ID, even birth certificate, you are going to pay.
Yes.
And not just pay, but what's the cost of printing a piece of paper?
Yeah.
They are going to charge you, it's 10, 20 shillings to print a piece of paper. And how much are they going to charge you for a birth certificate? 1,000? You want to tell me it costs 1,000 to print that piece of paper?
No.
Why? Because they want to get money out of your pockets. They are broke.
Yeah.
The economy is messed. So they keep coming to raid your pockets. And we said this before. They'll always find ways to come to your pocket to take whatever little you have.
Yeah.
That is what broad-based will give you. If Kenyans want that, continue.
For it.
But I know majority of Kenyans don't want that.
Actually, when you interact with Kenyans, you get their views, and so many people are opposing this. And even 2 weeks ago, when the party leader of Safina Party was at the funeral there, he said that this is the moment for change, and he has given the MPs in Parliament up to March to do the honorable thing and impeach both the Speaker and the President, because right now even the majority side was declared by court as different from what we have always known in the Parliament. What is your take on that?
Of course, Kasongo, if members of Parliament were serious, Kasongo should have been impeached long time ago. And they need to impeach him. Because the 2 years he's served,
yes,
it's 2 years in hell for majority of Kenyans. And we are not seeing any hope into the future.
Yeah.
It's just a bleak future. So yes, members of Parliament, if they're accessing the oversight role, they have enough grounds to impeach him. But you trust these ones who are cancelled by Gen Z to do it. And it's in their interest to do it, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Why should they impeach him? Because they need to speak and represent the people in this quest. But these ones know nothing.
They're not doing anything. And as we come to the end, we have also seen the IBC formation going on, and there has been so many issues, court battles, and all this. Do you think so far the process is taking shape as it should be?
So far the process is taking shape. I know the people have put in their applications.
Yes.
And if everything remains constant, we should have an IBC properly in place by the end of March, unless they start playing their usual political games. But the Kenyan people should put their eyes on the prize.
Yes.
The young people should continue registering as voters. Registration of voters is ongoing even today. If you go to your constituency returning officer or the constituency election coordinator's office, you should be able to register as a voter.
Yes.
Get your weapon, which is your ballot, and get ready to remove Kasongo and this bad Kenya Kwanza administration from our lives. Thank you very much.